Hi. All right. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything on email marketing. My name is Andrew. This is Wednesday at 8:34. Okay, we're slightly 4 minutes late. Okay. Anyway, let me set that out. Okay, I just realized, just give me a minute. I just realized that I forgot to download the slides for today. And I'm going to find out where the hell did I put it. Where did it go? Just a minute. There you go. It's supposed to be here. Just give me a minute. Let me get this one right so that we can get going. Oh, there you go. Okay, hopefully I got the right slides. Let me see. Am I the right size? Okay, cool. There you go. All right. So I'm going to share the screen, and then we can get going. All right, just a minute. Yeah, what happens? So that's what happens when you kind of rush things a bit today. Right. Just give me a minute. Let me share the screen. Okay. Okay, we're done. Let's get going. Let me move myself down here because there's a cool feature of doing this. 22nd. Oh, okay. This is the old one. Is it old one? Oh, okay. Anyway, I forgot to change the date. Good evening. And as I mentioned earlier, today is basically where I spend half an hour or probably less to answer your questions on email marketing. My name is Andrew, and I help businesses build deeper relationships with their prospects. And you can hear the audio, right? And also customers as well through emails so that selling becomes effortless, all right? And if you want to submit questions, I go on live every Wednesday, 8:30. If you want to submit any questions to on email marketing, either it's technical or campaign or strategies, you can basically scan this code. It will lead you to a simple Google form where you put in your email address, and then you can fire off your questions. Okay, so that's simple as that. So you can scan this. Maybe next time somebody has mentioned before that I should also include the URL, and I will include the URL if I can recall it. Anyway, let me fix that. I'll fix that next week. And I spend most of my time on LinkedIn. Maybe beginning next month, I'll probably also transition back to Facebook now that I'm kind of familiar with using LinkedIn. And yeah, come July, I will be present on Facebook and also LinkedIn. In the meantime, there's a URL there. In the meantime, if you want to follow me and you just want to basically check this guy out and see whether he can actually help you on email marketing, I post rather regularly. Not this week. Not this week because I've been tied with some projects. But generally, I post most of my content on LinkedIn. You can follow me there. And what else is there? Oh, okay. Now, let's get down to the business of the day. I've got a question from Idayu, and basically she says, is there a simple way to create lead magnets? Webinars, ebooks, and checklists are too cumbersome to prepare. I would agree if you don't have designers or basically copywriters with you, and you want to create some, what I call it, good looking um, lead magnets, especially if the printed form, yes, it takes some effort. Obviously, if you're not comfortable with going live like what we do, and webinars is obviously another scary thing to get into. So, um, simple ones, yeah, there is. You can create lead magnets using emails. So how you can do that is, let me see whether I can find. I did actually did a link magnet before on emails, but I can't remember the URL. Let me see, and I don't even know whether it's still on. The thing with us is we are, we are comfortable creating lots of stuff, and let me see. It's, yeah, I probably don't have it here with me. Oh, maybe I can show you this. Maybe I can show you this. Okay, let me show you a couple of this. Okay, and right, and let me duplicate this. The other one is this. So, Idayu, if you are listening in, one simple way, which doesn't require to do any design, is basically do an email link magnet. Okay. Oh, why is it running away? Okay. How do you do that? Simple. So obviously you will need a so-called landing page. Okay, you have the opt-in buttons and all those things here. Why would you need a landing page? As in anything, even if you're either you're making offers or you're making link magnet, you need to sell that. Okay, a lot of people think that just because I have a nice, or I think I have a good link magnet, people will naturally flock to download or basically consume the content. It doesn't work that way. Okay, because there are just millions and millions of link magnets out there, and the internet is a vast population of internet users. So it is important for you to basically market, even if it's free. You will need to market your link magnet. Okay, so remember this about marketing. So that's why when you have a landing page, you basically create a case why they should consider downloading or consuming your link magnet. Okay, because the idea is by doing so, they will exchange their email and obviously their name at a base level, and maybe some you may want to require a request for their mobile numbers, right? So basically, this is the third, third alternative. The primary one is basically name and email, right? So you want to grow your list, all right? And you want to identify, and the purpose of link magnet is to basically identify potential prospects who may have an issue which your link magnet will address. And obviously, this link magnet will be tied to your office or tied to the audience that you want to work with, right? So, for example, I may create a link magnet. I don't have the URL, but I've created one, a 5-day email essentials. Okay, link magnet. And how does the link magnet work? Idayu is basically this: when they sign into the landing page, and every day, day one, I will send an email with basically some instructions and also some ideas. Basically, what are the things you need and to actually start an email marketing initiative or email marketing campaign, right? So from day one, I will I will drip an email every day uh, for 5 days. Okay, so this is a lead magnet and its own. Okay, it's easy to do because all you need to do is just write your content, basically, transfer your knowledge or your skills into an email form, and obviously you don't need to write a 10,000 words kind of content, because with email at most maybe 200 words will be more than enough. So basically you condense the information and basically you put in over a period of 5 days. Now, why not more than 5 days? Obviously you can do that. Okay, for example, I have one which I'm going to run. Let me share this with you. um, I have a couple of link magnets done in the email form, and I'll share with you. Remove. Okay, let me move this up a bit. Screen is stop screen share. Share another screen. Let me see. Where is this? Where I go? Okay. I have one, which is basically 365 subject lines, and I promise to deliver one subject line a day for 365 basically for a year. Okay, so this is basically a daily email content in a form of subject lines, ideas, and recommendation, which I can then send to people who sign up. Okay, so there's a form. So this is basically, let me move this. This is basically my landing page. Okay, and you notice I have a form to collect name and email. You see that? Okay, so this is a link magnet. Okay, people who may not be interested in email marketing would obviously not sign up, and those who do, very likely they will. Okay, and then another one is, let me share another one is, I also have a newsletter. All right, in this case a B2B newsletter. No, so this is B2C newsletter, where I share content every B2C is every Monday and Wednesday on email marketing related to the B2C so-called industry. And similarly, where is this? And similarly, you have your name, first name, what do you do, for example. So I can use this as a form of collecting data about the users, about their interests. And from then on, I will be able to create content which is relevant to their needs. Okay, rather than just blast them general information about B2C email marketing, I may use this information in order to customize, or at the very least, basically address their concern related to their industry. Okay, so that the emails become more relevant. And obviously, there's another one, okay, which I have, and this one is targeted for B2B. And just to quickly show it with you, and then I'll explain to you the mechanics of it. Okay, so this is basically the B2B landing page, right? I will have basically the call to action. The call to action are basically the headlines and why is this is important for users, and obviously you have a sign up form. Okay, so let's go back to our original here. So Idayu, in this case, you can actually do that. If you don't want to do the 365 forever, you can actually write your content, between 3 to 5 days. Nothing more than that. I noticed that audience interest tends to drop off if you drag it too long. And this is basically true enough for my 365 days, because people will expect that, and they may open or may not open on the same day. And they may basically just keep it. All right. Over time, they kind of expect, they know what they want, they expect to see, but they may save it into a folder to be used for reference. And then that's what one of the options, or basically one of the objectives I have to benefit my readers. Okay. So you may wonder and say, hey, isn't email not so nice or not so glamorous and not so attractive? The key thing is this: when somebody has a problem that they want solved, they want answers. And you can deliver answers, and you can deliver solutions, you can deliver advice in many forms. It could be a webinar, it could be a video like this, like what I'm doing. It could be an email, all right? And honestly, the users, the readers won't mind, because all they want is the answers in whatever format. They don't care, as long as they can consume it, and as long as it's easy to consume, easy to get it, they will do that. Okay, so don't worry about not being too sexy, and because it is in the answers that you provide, or in the solutions that you provide to your readers, that is more important than anything else. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you do webinars, ebooks, and checklists, take some time to prepare. Emails is quite simple. You just basically prepare, 5 of them, and you're done. Ready to go and send into an automation. Anybody who clicks on that link magnet, put in their names and emails, and the information will be retrieved for them over X number of days. Okay, and okay, this is done. Let me skip this. I just prepared a few. Today we have two questions and kind of tied into link magnets, which is kind of interesting. Sometimes things just work together. So this is one from Rafael. Rafael Go. How do you put together several automations into one coherent campaign sequence? This is kind of Rafael. This is kind of general, but I think I think I know what you mean. Okay, let's try this. Okay, in any email marketing, you would have, or even like evergreen offers, you would have an automation, and you should have an automation. If you don't do it now, you haven't done it yet, you have a core offer, right? So whether you're a coach or you're a trainer, your info products seller, for example, or you are either in e-commerce, or either a product-based, so-called physical products seller, you would have a core offer or a series of core offer. Okay, which means if somebody touches on this particular page or this product, for example, you would have a series of emails, okay, designed to eventually drive them to make a purchase. Okay, even you're in the services or even you're in B2B, because nobody is very rare that somebody who touches that landing page and make a purchase unless they know you. And one of the reason of Link Magnet is to showcase your skill sets, to showcase your capabilities, and so that they can actually make a informed decision whether they should consider working with you, or maybe they just don't like you, or they find that your message is not consistent with them or what they want. So the link magnet is so-called a teaser, or so-called an appetizer for somebody to taste, to try you out. Okay, and if they like the solution you provide, or they like the way you provide the answer to them, that will help them, then yeah, they will follow you and eventually they'll buy something from you. So now you have an automation, which is a core automation on its own. This is one automation. Then, like Idayu's case, for example, she may have a lead magnet, which is, let's say, an email link magnet, like we mentioned just now. Okay. And it drives the prospects to all the way to, let's say, 5 days. All right. Okay. So you have one set of automation. This is another set of automation, right? A standalone one. Okay. You have a standalone automation. And now, to answer your question, how do you actually put them together, for example? Whenever the subscriber finishes the sequence, let's say up to from the link magnet up to day 5, you then can create an automation that leads them to a call offer at a very basic approach, so that now basically they go through one station, which is your lead magnet station, do through the processing, consume the content, right? And then you then move them to the next station, right? It's just like those sushi bars and all those things. You prepare stuff, and basically the rail will run on its own. It's similar like this. Okay. Obviously, you want to get fancy and sophisticated. For example, you may look at, for example, each one of these lead magnet, each one of these email, for example. Okay, let's draw 5 of them, right? So day 2, day 3, and another one is day 4. Let's say in day 3, you can make an offer and say that, if you want to take this to the next level, or based on the solution or answers that you've given them, if you want to take this to the next level, I have something that I can help you, and why don't you check it out, for example, right? So when they click on this, you can also fast track them to your core offers. Okay, you don't have to wait until the entire sequence is complete at day 5 to set. So it depends on how you actually write your content and how you so-called slip an offer in within your emails to do it. Okay, I like the idea of using emails as a link magnet because it's, like I say, it's simple to do and it's quick and easy to deploy, and you can always make changes. That's a good part. Imagine you do a 5 page or 10 page PDF and it's so nicely done. Some designer did for you and all. Saying all of a sudden along the way, that through feedback of the subscribers, you find that maybe you want to make some changes. So you have to go back to the designer to get it done all over again, have it hosted again, and have it posted up. Whereas in emails, I could midway through the campaign and find that if someone find that maybe email number 3 um, has some errors, or maybe there's a better way of explaining in email number 3, for example, as part of the link magnet, I can just go in and change the automation. And the new ones or the new people who comes in automatically gets the new content. Right? So that's the cool part of it. So you can actually, Raphael, you can actually piece these two together on a big picture. So what you do is, so let's go up to that 30,000 foot overview. So you have your core offer, which has a whole set of automation in between. And okay, let me use another color. There you go. No, I don't want this color. I want this color. And you may have, let's say, lead magnet 1, you may have lead magnet 2, for example, or many other entry points, all right? Within your website, within your ads, for example, say you run an ads to a landing page. Each one of them has its own standalone, if you want, has its own standalone automation. And at one point of within the automation, it then gets routed to the core offer. You can do that. So you can constantly create, you don't change this often, right? This one you don't change, but you can actually create multiple entry points with its own automation, because you need to explain or provide, basically answers to whatever questions that your prospects may ask. And you can build this as a standalone, and then you then connect them through your email marketing system. All right. So it is as simple as that. Business after the over 2 years of actually running this business of my own, I realized that sometimes it is important to keep things simple, right? And in business, it's the same. The simpler it is, you don't have to have a labyrinth of so-called email automation all over the place. And then imagine when you want to look back and make some changes, you can't remember which one connects to which. So it is advisable, okay, and this is a bonus for you, Raphael, to have a standalone, basically a so-called container of a campaign containing multiple emails, for example, okay, into one automation. You build it all separately, and then you can then basically, through a link, through a link, you then connect to your core offers or different offers that you may have. Keep it simple so that if you want to, for example, in the end of the day, if let's say lead magnet 1 is not working, okay, and there's no guarantee that all your lead magnet is going to work, right? So if lead magnet 1 is not working, you can always turn off, right? And this one does not affect here, because once you turn off, people won't get access to it anyways, right? And you can then build other lead magnets around it. Okay, so this is, in my mind, on doing email marketing is a very simple way of having lead magnets, Idayu, that is simple to prepare and it's quick and easy. Okay, I've done 3. I've got 3. I've got one for 365, which I will get back to you in a while. And let me see. So that's the question. Okay, so let's talk about lead magnets on how I use it. I have free marketing resources. One is for B2B industry. If you're in B2B and you're trying to figure out, for example, how do you do email marketing for B2B, you can basically scan. Okay, let me change this. You can basically scan this QR code, which will lead you to a landing page, obviously, like I showed you just now. Fill in your name and email, and I will then basically, most of these emails, actually, B2B and B2C emails, I almost write it live. As in, if on Monday morning, I would write something and post it and send it out. Sometimes if I have more content ideas, for example, I may schedule them, I may batch write them, but in most cases, I write it live. It spends me about half an hour to an hour, and I will just craft my email and I'll send it out. Okay, so this is for the B2B side. So if you're in a B2C side, basically selling directly to consumers, you can sign up for this particular newsletter. The reason why there are two different approaches because in B2B you have different stakeholders, right? And so the techniques, the strategies with regards to email marketing for B2B is slightly different from a B2C. Okay, B2C basically you're talking to consumer directly, and he or she will most probably 99% of the time be able to make decision whether to buy a product from you, to unsubscribe, or basically for you, right? Whereas in B2B, you have different stakeholders and your emails must be written to cater for these different stakeholders, right? So, and if you're already in email marketing and sometimes you get stuck and say, I can't think of any good subject lines to write. So you can sign up for this 365 email subject lines where I drip my emails, one email subject line a day for the entire year. So you can actually save this. Most of my subscribers do that. They save into the folder and they can get access to it. I will explain the subject line. I'll explain why behind the reason behind it and how you can actually use it, right? Nothing to sell. It's very straightforward. It's basically pure content, value, and the idea is to help you along with your email marketing. So these are my 3 link magnets. Okay, this is what I have, right? And it's straightforward. So let me see, is that all? Okay, so that's it. Okay, so once again, if you have questions on email marketing that you want me to answer them, I can do that next Wednesday. And basically, just key in your questions, submit your questions, and I'll get them answered for you for free. Okay, so thank you so much. Oh wait, last time I totally forgot my comments. Is there any comments here? No. Okay, no comments. All right, cool. So if you're watching the replay, you can still put in a comment, tag me, and I could, if I have time, I will then answer you, or I could basically bring it up in the next session, which is next week. Okay, so that's it. Half an hour done. Thank you so much. And Andrew Wong signing off. I'll see you next Wednesday on Ask Me Anything or Ask Andrew Anything on email marketing. Okay. Cheers and have a good evening.